It was a model used by the military for reconnaissance. Hi, it's Bud Wilkinson. Today it's a story on a 1958 Ferret MK2, an armored scout car built by the British. Military memorabilia collector Ray Manzi of Woodbury, Connecticut, has only owned the Ferret MK2 for about 6 weeks. It was an unplanned purchase.
I happened to be in Florida on vacation and was talking to a gentleman who had an Army-Navy store. We got talking about vehicles and he said, "Oh, are you interested in a Ferret?" I said, "A what?" I never in my imagination thought that I would own a Ferret or buy a Ferret. And it is the only British vehicle or non-American vehicle that I have.
While he has 7 other military vehicles in his collection, the Ferret MK2 has been getting all of his attention lately.
It's a lovable little thing. It's tiny. It's not big. It holds 2 people. It weighs 4 tons. And it's just a very interesting vehicle. So when I saw it, I said, if we can get this thing going, and it wasn't running when we bought it. It was parked in front of a VFW for 3 years as basically a display in front of the VFW. So I bought it on a hope and chance that one, we can get it running, it'll get moving. And we got it moving, we got it running. There's still some things to do on it. It's got some weird things to it, and the drive system, it's what they call it's an automatic transmission, but we call it a semi-automatic transmission because you still have to manually change gears. But again, it's different, and I'm learning. And fortunately, I do have some manuals, but even the manuals are a little bit difficult.
What's all this paraphernalia on the front?
Okay, so these are smoke grenade launchers. They were activated from inside the cockpit. Again, this was a scout car. The idea was, again, to get up there, see where the enemy is, see what's going on. But if you run into trouble, you want to get the heck out. So you're going to actually fire these things off and give yourself a smoke screen. And off you go under the cover of the smoke screen without hopefully being shot.
And what else is on the front here?
Well, this is a fire extinguisher. There's one inside. There's also one on the back side. So you have fire extinguishers, horn, your headlights. Here is where you would have your shovel, your pick, different implements. If you get stuck, you need to dig, whatever.
And this here is?
That is a Browning 1919 30 caliber machine gun. That was its main armament, and it was used for defense. Could be used for some offense, but mainly defense. Yep. Belt fed. Inside the turret is an ammo can with a belt of 30 caliber machine gun bullets.
I can't imagine the noise between the engine and back of you, and if you're firing that, the noise inside must have been beyond deafening.
Deafening, yes. The helmets do have ear protection, but also as part of their comms. So that might deaden some of it. But the other thing, quite honestly, the thing I think would be even tougher is the heat. If you can imagine, I mean, if it's 90 degrees outside and the sun beating on you, can you imagine what it's like inside this little cooker? There's no air conditioning. Your air conditioning is being able to open the hatches. But if you're closed up, if this hatch is closed, the turret's closed, etc., you're sealed into a little metal box that's got the sun beating on it with no air conditioning. To me, that would be the tougher thing with this.
The Ferret MK2 was built by the British company Daimler between 1952 and 1971. During that time, 4,409 examples were produced.
This particular one ended up in Cyprus for the Cypriot conflict between the Turks and the Greeks. It was part of a UN peacekeeping force. It was operated by the British.
That was in the 1970s. The all-wheel drive Ferret MK2 is powered by a 6-cylinder Rolls-Royce engine. Manzi has already learned that driving it is a challenge.
Steering wheel, when you look at it, it's almost flat, which is kind of odd. So, if you try to grab it the traditional way, that's not going to work. I've kind of grabbed it with my hands under the wheel, but that's odd. You're sitting very, very low in the vehicle. You do have hatches that can be opened, so you can see out, but if everything is buttoned up, you're looking through periscopes. So your visibility is not great.
As for its future, Manzi doesn't plan to hide it away.
My intent for this vehicle is once I know that it's mechanically sound and dependable, then I'll have it registered and we'll be taking it out. And I want people to see it. I want kids to see it. I want them to get interested in history and I want them to ask questions.
That's my ride. In Woodbury, Connecticut for CT Insider, I'm Bud Wilkinson.